What are the biggest culture shocks foreigners face in the Philippines? For many newcomers, the answer comes quickly. Sometimes on the first day, sometimes in the first week, and sometimes little by little until they realize that life here is much more different than they expected. In this video, I want to talk about the biggest culture shocks that foreigners experience when they move to the Philippines and why those differences can be both surprising and unforgettable. One of the first culture shocks is the pace of life. Many foreigners arrive expecting things to move quickly and efficiently, but the Philippines often operates at a different rhythm. Some things take longer, some services feel slower, some plans change without much warning. At first, that can be frustrating, but over time, many people begin to understand that life here is often less about rushing and more about adjusting. That shift in mindset can be one of the biggest lessons for newcomers. Another major culture shock is how visible foreigners can feel. If you are new here, people may notice you immediately. They may stare, they may smile, they may ask questions, they may even be very direct in their curiosity. For some foreigners, that feels uncomfortable at first, but in many cases, it comes from curiosity rather than negativity. Still, it is a big adjustment for people who are used to blending into the background. Another shock comes from communication. People in the Philippines are often polite, indirect, and socially careful in many situations. That can be confusing for foreigners who are used to very direct communication. Sometimes, yes does not mean exactly what you think it means. Sometimes, later is flexible. Sometimes people avoid blunt disagreement because they want to preserve harmony. That can be frustrating if you do not understand the cultural context. But once you begin to see how respect and relationship shape communication, the pattern makes more sense. Food is another major culture shock. Many foreigners expect meals to be familiar right away, but local food can be very different from what they are used to. Some love it immediately. Some need time. Some are surprised by how meals are structured, how food is shared, and how important eating together can be. In the Philippines, food is often tied to family, hospitality, and connection. That creates a warm experience, but it can also feel unfamiliar if you come from a more individualistic culture. Family culture is one of the biggest shocks of all. The role of family in the Philippines is very strong. People often stay close to relatives. Family decisions can matter a great deal, and the family structure can influence everyday life in ways foreigners do not expect. For some newcomers, that is beautiful. For others, it can feel intense. But either way, it is a major part of understanding Filipino life. Another shock is the mix of friendliness and formality. Many Filipinos are very warm, respectful, and welcoming. That can make newcomers feel comfortable quickly. But the same culture can also include strong social expectations about manners, respect, and behavior. You may be welcomed with a smile, but you are also expected to show courtesy and awareness. That balance can surprise people who are not used to it. Traffic and transportation can also be culture shocks. What looks like chaos to a foreigner may feel normal to local people. Jeepneys, tricycles, motorcycles, crowded roads, and unpredictable traffic patterns can be overwhelming at first. For newcomers, simply getting from one place to another can feel like an adventure. But for locals, it is part of everyday life. That contrast can be shocking the first time you experience it. Another big surprise is how social many daily interactions can be. In some countries, people keep more distance from strangers. In the Philippines, everyday exchanges can feel more personal. Neighbors may talk. Strangers may ask questions. Small conversations can happen almost anywhere. For many foreigners, that feels refreshing. For others, it takes time to get used to. But it is one of the reasons many people say life here feels more human. Climate is another shock. People may imagine tropical weather as perfect all the time. But living in the heat and humidity every day is a different experience from visiting on vacation. The weather can affect energy, mood, routines, and comfort. It can be beautiful. It can also be exhausting. That is one of those things foreigners understand only after they live here for a while. There is also the shock of flexibility. In many parts of the Philippines, plans do not always unfold exactly as expected. Schedules can shift. Conditions can change, and people often adapt as they go. Foreigners who are used to rigid organization may struggle with this at first. But over time, many learn to become more flexible themselves. That is one of the biggest hidden lessons of life here. The final culture shock is emotional. That balance can surprise people who are not used to it. Traffic and transportation can also be culture shocks. What looks like chaos to a foreigner may feel normal to local people. Jeepneys, tricycles, motorcycles, crowded roads, and unpredictable traffic patterns can be overwhelming at first. For newcomers, simply getting from one place to another can feel like an adventure. But for locals, it is part of everyday life. That contrast can be shocking the first time you experience it. Another big surprise is how social many daily interactions can be. In some countries, people keep more distance from strangers. In the Philippines, everyday exchanges can feel more personal. Neighbors may talk. Strangers may ask questions. Small conversations can happen almost anywhere. For many foreigners, that feels refreshing. For others, it takes time to get used to. But it is one of the reasons many people say life here feels more human. Climate is another shock. People may imagine tropical weather as perfect all the time. But living in the heat and humidity every day is a different experience from visiting on vacation. The weather can affect energy, mood, routines, and comfort. It can be beautiful. It can also be exhausting. That is one of those things foreigners understand only after they live here for a while. There is also the shock of flexibility. In many parts of the Philippines, plans do not always unfold exactly as expected. Schedules can shift, conditions can change, and people often adapt as they go. Foreigners who are used to rigid organization may struggle with this at first. But over time, many learn to become more flexible themselves. That is one of the biggest hidden lessons of life here. The final culture shock is emotional.